What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Kakis, and today, we have an insane Titan build to showcase. This is by far the most powerful thing you can be doing with Arc 3.0 on your Titan, and quite frankly, it's arguably the most powerful thing you can be doing with Arc 3.0 in general, especially if you're taking a look at PvE, which is my specialty. Alright, so let's just get things started. Now, on our Titan, importantly, we have a lot of features of Arc 3.0 seemingly pointing us in the direction of a melee-focused build, right? We have the new Thunderclap melee, we have aspects and fragments that augment your melee. It's a lot of melee. I mean, Bungie literally came out and said Arc Titan is about closing the gap and punching people in the face, right? But I think this is a bit of a red herring. I think this is a bit of a misdirection, because although melee builds, and I made one recently with the Point Contact Cannon Brace new Titan Exotic Gauntlets, they can be very fun and they're effective in lower level content. As soon as you try to bring it up into anything higher level, if you're trying to do, you know, a heroic Wellspring, a high level Nightfall, goodness, imagine a Grandmaster or a Raid, it's usually not gonna go well, because when you go up to melee and unstoppable champion, you get absolutely eviscerated. So, I think the direction to actually take the Arc 3.0 Titan is a grenade-focused build, mainly because Titan's got arguably like the most powerful PvE aspect out of all Arc 3.0 aspects, and that's actually going to be Touch of Thunder. So, we see a similar thing on Warlocks with Solar 3.0, improving all their grenades. Hunters got it for Stasis, improving all their grenades, and now we have it on Titans for Arc. So this is going to make your Flashbang, Pulse grenades, Lightning grenades, and Storm grenades all have enhanced functionality. So, Flashbang grenades will get an additional blinding flash when they bounce. Pulse grenades will create ionic traces periodically and increase in damage over time. Lightning grenades, well, it'll give you an additional grenade charge and it will jolt targets hit by the initial blast. And then lastly, the most insane in my opinion is storm grenades, because after detonating, it will create a roaming thundercloud that tracks nearby targets and fires bolts of lightning consistently. It is literally equivalent to the Stasis Hunter's Super, where it will follow enemies around. And it lasts for so long and does so much damage. Those are the clips you saw at the beginning of the video. I literally am taking down Lost Sector bosses by chucking one grenade, right? Like, some supers can't even kill those Lost Sector bosses. I mean, one of the Lost Sector bosses I used 2 grenades, but still, like, your grenades are taking down bosses by themselves. That's insane. And there's actually a lot within the Arc 3.0 Titans kit that we can do to augment these grenades even further. So you basically have these storm grenades that end up with a power level equivalent to some supers, honestly. So here's how we do that. Now, as for the other aspect, we are just going to be using Knockout, basically just for the additional fragment slot. So for those fragments, first of all, 100% Spark of Magnitude. That's going to make our lightning grenades last even longer, do even more damage overall. Then, importantly, Spark of Shock. Your arc grenades jolt targets. -10 discipline sucks, but adding that jolt effect makes our grenades so much more powerful. Then we can use Spark of Ions. Defeating a jolted target creates an ionic trace. So yes, that works with the previous fragment, and you'll see in the background gameplay, pretty much every single time I throw my grenade, I get an ionic trace because of the fact that I'm causing jolt, triggers Spark of Ions, and it just gives me more ability energy. And lastly, we have Spark of Recharge. When you're critically wounded, your melee and grenade recharge more quickly. Perfect. Now moving on to the weapons, honestly you could use pretty much whatever you want, but I would highly recommend using a primary with Demolitionist to get more grenade energy. This Forgiveness from Trials is perfect. It's an arc weapon with Demolitionist and Adrenaline Junkie, such a wombo combo, but the brand new Scout Rifle can get Demolitionist plus Explosive Payload, another great weapon to be using in this build. Then I'm just using like a Wither Horde because it's good. And I do recommend using an Arc Heavy. I'm using the Hothead, arguably the best legendary rocket launcher in the game. Now, as for the exotic, it's pretty simple. We're just using the Armamentarium to get 2 grenades, because why not? You could also go with something like the Heart of Inmost Light to improve your grenades even further, but I just like 2 grenades. Moving on from there, when we're talking about mods, this is where things go from bananas to banana sandwiches, because first of all, we get to use stuff like Ashes to Assets, so we're getting bonus super energy on grenade kills. Remember, your grenades are roaming around the map, clapping cheeks for like 20 seconds straight. You're turning all of that into massive chunks of super energy. Then we also have Bountiful Wells. This is important. This is going to make our other well-producing mods produce more wells. And what we're doing then is using Elemental Ordnance, obviously produce Arc Elemental Wells when you get grenade kills, super easy to do, ×2. We're using 2 Elemental Ordnances, and that results in 3 Arc Wells when we get a grenade kill. And guys, this has been a combo like for a while. I put out a build with the Void Warlock using Controverse Hold, and it was the same thing. Bountiful Wells plus a couple of Elemental Ordnance mods, so you get a bunch of wells from a single grenade kill and basically get your grenade back. But the thing is, the storm grenades last so freaking long, especially because of the aspect. You will trigger Elemental Ordnance multiple times with the same grenade. I kid you not, you'll throw it, get an initial kill, 3 wells will spawn, it'll keep zapping, and as it roams around, you'll see 3 more wells spawn. Like, almost no other grenades in the game can do that. Maybe like a Vortex grenade if an enemy wanders into it at the very end, but that's so much less likely than a grenade that is tracking and going after enemies. So it is not uncommon to spawn 6 to 9 Arc Elemental Wells from a single grenade. Do you know how that is just so far and above beyond what everything else can do in terms of grenades and well production? But it doesn't stop there. So moving on, we are using a Font of Might. We're getting so much of these wells. Of course, that's why I'm recommending the Arc Heavy, because that's going to be hitting for 25% more damage. A Hothead hitting for 25% more damage is going to schmack. And then lastly, we have Seeking Wells, and this is going to let those wells come to us, so you don't have to go out of your way into danger to collect wells. And then importantly, we have a brand new seasonal artifact mod that ties everything together, Lightning Strikes Twice. After throwing an arc grenade, gain increased grenade recharge for a short time. Arc Final Blows extend the duration of this benefit. So it's basically, hey, are you using grenades? Well, enjoy some more grenades. So, like, what a perfect mod to tie this build together. So even if you aren't using Demolitionist, you can use Lightning Strikes Twice to get significantly faster grenade regen than you otherwise would. And the result is what you're seeing in the background gameplay. 1 grenade can clear a room of ads, and God forbid you're doing something with Grenadier like this expedition playlist. I mean, oh my goodness, I didn't shoot a single shot this entire expedition playlist. I just destroyed everything with grenades. I didn't even have to turn my brain on and beat this in 2 seconds. But it's not just messing around in normal difficulty stuff with modifiers. I was also using this in a legendary lost sector. And as you can see, hey, I stun a champion, I yeet a grenade, I can kill this champion just with like one grenade. Maybe I have to stun him one more time, but that's insane because, again, every other grenade, the champion is eventually going to move out of the way or whatever. The lightning grenades will follow these champions. So with one stun, you throw a grenade, go back behind cover, you can basically have the most brain dead approach to clearing these lost sectors with no difficulty. Like, you literally pop out, chuck a grenade, go back behind cover, it is at least going to kill 5 to 6 adds, and again, you just stun the champion, throw the grenade at the champion, and that champion is likely going to be dead, or just with an absolute smidgen of health that you can quickly finish off. Even the boss, like, I'm just kind of testing damage here, it is taking a chunk out of this Legend Lost Sector solo boss, and also killing all the enemies around him. Like, it is so much lethality coming out of your grenade, and there's just so many things in the game. 100 discipline, demolitionist, exotic armor mods that all work to get your grenade back faster. And so, like, you can absolutely spam your grenades. So if you ratchet up the power level of your grenades to 11, which we've done here, the results are just incredible. By far, again, the most powerful thing I've been doing with Arc 3.0 so far. You have to try it out. I think this is viable right up to the end game. Like, even in Grandmasters, if it's like an arc burn, you better believe I'm going to be using this build, yeeting a grenade and then just hiding behind cover, and the grenade's going to do everything for me. That's going to be amazing. Guys, that is it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus, that is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.